Liz notices something that instantly sends a chill down her spine. She catches her husband, Gabe, touching Caitlin in a way no father ever should. It doesn't look innocent. It doesn't look fatherly. It feels deeply inappropriate. But that disturbing moment is only the beginning. Later that evening, the entire family sits down for dinner. Suddenly, Caitlin accidentally spills juice all over her shirt. Before anyone else can react, Gabe quickly grabs a napkin and starts wiping her chest himself. Liz is horrified. She can't ignore the feeling that her husband's behavior has crossed a line. No matter who the girl is, even if she's your own daughter, there are boundaries that should never be crossed. But Liz has no idea. The young woman she welcomed into her home as family is about to turn their lives upside down. Trust will be shattered. Secrets will come to light. And this family will never be the same again. This is the story of the psychological thriller A Wife's Nightmare, inspired by true events. The story begins a few days earlier. Liz and Gabe are returning home after a shopping trip. But the moment they walk through the front door, they're shocked to find a young woman waiting inside. Her name is Caitlin, and the claim she makes leaves them speechless. Caitlin says she's Gabe's daughter from an affair he had years ago. To prove it, she pulls out an old photograph. The picture shows a much younger Gabe standing beside the woman he once had a relationship with. The second Gabe sees the photo, he goes completely silent because he knows she's telling the truth. Seeing Caitlin exhausted, heartbroken, and completely alone, Liz immediately feels sorry for her. Through tears, Caitlin explains that she was raised by her mother and never had the chance to know her father. But just a month ago, her mother passed away after a long illness. Now she has no family left, with nowhere else to go and no one to turn to. She decided to find the father she had spent her entire life searching for. Liz can't bear to see Caitlin in such a heartbreaking state. Out of compassion, she invites her to stay with the family for a few days. She even suggests taking a DNA test. Liz believes that if Caitlin really is Gabe's daughter, she'll welcome her into the family with open arms and help give her the life she deserves. But she has no idea that this act of kindness is about to become the biggest mistake of her life. The family's younger son, AJ, is also excited to meet the newcomer. He quickly starts treating Caitlin like the big sister he never had. Wanting to win everyone's trust, Caitlin presents herself as the perfect houseguest. She's polite, soft-spoken, helpful. Every morning, she's the first one awake. She makes coffee for everyone, keeps the house spotless, and happily takes care of every chore without being asked. Before long, everyone is impressed by her. Even Liz slowly begins to trust her, but appearances can be deceiving, because the moment the family leaves the house, Caitlin's true personality begins to show. She quietly walks into Liz's bedroom, opens her private closet, tries on her expensive clothes, puts on her jewelry, and admires herself in the mirror with a strange smile. The jealousy in her eyes is impossible to miss. Deep down, Caitlin has already started imagining herself as the woman who truly belongs in this house, but this is only the beginning of her disturbing plan. Later that day, after a long shift at work, Liz returns home. As she walks inside, she finds Gabe and Caitlin sitting together, laughing and singing. Watching the two of them together makes her deeply uncomfortable. Something about their growing closeness doesn't feel right. For a long time, Liz had hoped Gabe would settle into a steady job, so the two of them could share the responsibilities of supporting their family. But, as always, Gabe knows exactly what to say. He assures Liz that he's giving everything he has to his music career, and once he finally gets his big break, all of their financial problems will disappear. Rather than argue, Liz changes the subject. She tells Gabe that Caitlin's DNA test has already been submitted, and the results should arrive within the next few days. If the test confirms Caitlin's story, there will be no reason left to doubt her. Over the next several days, Caitlin continues playing the role of the perfect daughter. She even lands a job at a local record store. She appears hardworking, responsible, and completely independent. Little by little, the entire family begins accepting her as one of their own. For a while, it seems like everything is finally falling into place, but that peace doesn't last for long. One day, Liz notices Gabe's behavior again. This time, something feels even more unsettling. The bond between Gabe and Caitlin no longer looks like that of a father and daughter. They seem unusually close, almost too comfortable around each other. The feeling in Liz's gut only grows stronger, but without any proof. She can't accuse anyone of anything, so she keeps her fears to herself and quietly walks away. The following evening, Liz comes home from work. She finds Gabe, AJ, and Caitlin enjoying a barbecue in the backyard. For a brief moment, she wonders if maybe she's been overthinking everything, but then she notices Gabe. His hand is resting on Caitlin's back, and he keeps gently rubbing it as they laugh together. The sight sends another wave of anxiety through Liz. At this point, Gabe's behavior no longer seems merely unusual. The casual intimacy between them feels feels completely out of place. Nothing like the normal relationship between a father and his daughter. Liz can't shake the feeling that something is terribly wrong. Not wanting to make a scene, she claims she still has work to finish, skips the barbecue, and heads inside. A little while later, Gabe follows her. He can tell something is bothering her and asks what's wrong. This time, Liz decides she can't stay silent any longer. Finally, Liz can't hold it in any longer. She looks Gabe in the eye and says, "The way you and Caitlin act around each other, it doesn't feel normal. The way you touch her makes me incredibly uncomfortable." Instead of trying to understand why she feels that way, Gabe immediately turns the blame back on her. He insists she's reading far too much into the situation. According to him, he's simply showing love to his daughter, nothing more. Nothing inappropriate. Gabe sounds so confident that Liz begins questioning herself. Maybe she's imagining things. Maybe she's letting her fears get the better of her. The next morning, Liz arrives at work as usual, but the moment she turns on her computer, her heart sinks. The project she spent hours finishing the night before has completely disappeared. The file is gone. Unable to explain what happened, she's publicly scolded by her boss. Humiliated, Liz suddenly remembers something from the previous night. Around midnight, she'd heard someone moving around the house. When she walked into the living room, she found Caitlin getting a glass of water. At the time, Liz's laptop had been left open nearby. The memory immediately raises her suspicions. As soon as she gets home, she confronts Caitlin. "Did you delete my project from my computer?" Caitlin doesn't hesitate. She flatly denies everything. Then, with tears streaming down her face, she runs straight to Gabe, claiming Liz is unfairly accusing her. Without taking a moment to hear both sides, Gabe immediately defends Caitlin. He turns to Liz and says, "Don't take your frustrations from work out on your family." Then he adds, "Caitlin barely knows how to use a computer. There's no way she could have deleted your files." Once again, Gabe's unwavering support for Caitlin leaves Liz questioning her own instincts. She starts wondering if she's been wrong all along, if maybe she's the one overreacting. But the truth is far more disturbing than she could ever imagine. Little by little, Liz starts blaming herself. She convinces herself that she's been reading too much into everything, that her suspicions were nothing more than misunderstandings. Then the DNA test results finally arrive. The report confirms the truth. Caitlin really is Gabe's daughter. The news completely crushes Liz. She feels ashamed for ever questioning the relationship between her husband and an innocent young woman. Determined to make things right, she decides to throw a big birthday party for Gabe. Her hope is to bring the family back together and put all the tension behind them. On Gabe's birthday, the house is filled with friends, relatives, and neighbors. Everyone has gathered to celebrate. During the party, Liz walks over to Caitlin and sincerely apologizes for the way she treated her. Caitlin accepts the apology with a smile. The two hug each other, and for a moment, it seems like all the misunderstandings have finally been resolved. But one person is still acting strangely, Gabe. Throughout the entire party, he can't seem to take his eyes off Caitlin. Then, something happens that brings all of Liz's old suspicions rushing back. One of the young guests strikes up a friendly conversation with Caitlin. They're simply laughing and talking like any two people their age, but the moment Gabe sees them together, his expression changes completely. He storms over without warning, starts yelling at the young man, and even shoves him, ordering him to leave the party. A father might naturally want to protect his daughter, but what Liz sees on Gabe's face isn't concern, it's jealousy and an unhealthy obsession. That moment sends a chill through her. After the party is over, Liz confronts Gabe once again, demanding to know why he reacted that way, but his answer never changes. He insists he's just being a protective father, nothing more. This time, though, Liz isn't convinced. There have been far too many incidents to dismiss as coincidences. One by one, the warning signs have been piling up, and Liz finally makes a decision. No matter what it takes, she's going to uncover the truth. Determined to uncover the truth, Liz decides to verify the DNA report herself, using the address printed on the paperwork. She drives to the lab that supposedly handled the test, but the moment she arrives, she freezes. There is no DNA lab, no building, no office, just an abandoned property that looks like no one has been there in years. That's when Liz realizes this isn't just a misunderstanding. Someone has gone to incredible lengths to deceive her. Desperate for answers, she heads straight to the police. She asks them to investigate Caitlin's background, but what they uncover leaves her completely stunned. Caitlin's mother never died. She's still alive, serving time in prison, which means everything Caitlin told them was a lie. Her mother's illness, her tragic death, being homeless, having nowhere else to go. Every single part of her story was carefully fabricated. The moment Liz hears the truth, she rushes home in a panic because she finally realizes the young woman she welcomed into her house wasn't a helpless daughter. She was running a carefully planned scam, but Liz still has no idea that an even more shocking secret is waiting for her at home. Meanwhile, the moment they're finally alone, Gabe and Caitlin stop pretending. They embrace each other, revealing that Caitlin was never Gabe's daughter at all. At that exact moment, AJ comes home from school much earlier than expected. As he walks inside, he hears strange noises coming from upstairs. Curious, he quietly opens the bedroom door. What he sees completely shatters him. His own father and the woman he believed was his sister are together in an intimate situation. Ajay is devastated. Unable to process what he's just witnessed, he bursts into tears and runs downstairs. Seconds later, Liz rushes through the front door. The scattered clothes, the panic on Gabe and Caitlin's faces tell her everything she needs to know. There is no point denying it anymore. Caitlin finally confesses, "I'm not Gabe's daughter. I've been his girlfriend for years." She reveals that the two of them planned everything together from the very beginning. The fake DNA report, the heartbreaking backstory, the lie about her mother's death. The entire scheme was carefully designed. Their goal was to slowly destroy Liz's mental stability until she questioned her own instincts and eventually pushed herself out of the family. Once Liz was gone, Caitlin would take her place as the new woman of the house. After hearing the truth, Liz finally reaches her breaking point. She grabs the one thing Gabe treasures more than anything else, his guitar. Then, with all her strength, she slams it onto the floor. In a single moment, it isn't just the guitar that shatters. Their marriage, built on lies, betrayal, and deception, falls apart forever. Enraged, Gabe loses control. He charges at Liz and violently shoves her to the ground. But this time, someone finally stands up to him. After witnessing the horrifying truth with his own eyes, Ajay has had enough. Without hesitation, he rushes in to protect his mother, standing between her and his father. The commotion soon draws the attention of the neighbors. Within minutes, the shocking truth about Gabe and Caitlin is exposed for everyone to see. Realizing there's nowhere left to hide, Caitlin hangs her head in shame and runs away. As for Gabe, the man who betrayed his own family in pursuit of greed and manipulation, loses everything: his reputation, his family, and the life he thought he could steal. In the end, Liz files for divorce and walks away from the marriage. Gabe is forced to leave the house with nothing. His carefully planned scheme collapses completely. What's even more disturbing is that this story wasn't created out of pure fiction. It's inspired by real events. It's hard to believe anyone could manipulate their own spouse by pretending a longtime girlfriend was actually their daughter. But sometimes, the most terrifying stories aren't about monsters. They're about ordinary people driven by greed, lies, and obsession. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more movie recaps and ending explanations. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.